The massive space station called Nexus Prime floated in the darkness between stars like a giant crystal flower. Its transparent walls caught the light from nearby suns and threw rainbows across the metal corridors inside. This was the home of the Galactic Council, where hundreds of alien species met to decide the fate of the galaxy. Admiral Jake Morrison walked through the long hallway toward the main chamber. His blue uniform was pressed and clean, with the Earth flag patch on his shoulder showing bright against the dark fabric. Behind him walked Dr. Lisa Kane, a smart woman with brown hair who knew more about alien life than anyone else on Earth. Next to her was Commander Ryan Bell, a soldier who had fought in many battles and never lost his calm. They had traveled for 3 months through space to reach this place. Earth had sent them to ask for membership in the Galactic Council. It was humanity's first real chance to join the bigger universe and learn from older, wiser species. The chamber doors opened with a soft whoosh sound. The room was enormous, bigger than any sports stadium on Earth. Hundreds of different aliens sat in floating chairs or stood on platforms that moved through the air. Some looked like giant insects with shiny shells. Others were made of living crystal that sang when they talked. A few were just balls of light that pulsed different colors. Jake had seen pictures and videos before, but being here in person made his heart beat faster. These beings had traveled between stars for thousands of years while humans were still learning to make fire. Their ships could cross the galaxy in days. Their cities floated in space without any support. Their knowledge was beyond anything Earth could imagine. At the center of the chamber floated Council Prime Xerion, an ancient being made of pure energy. He had ruled the galaxy for so long that most species had forgotten when he first appeared. His voice came from everywhere at once when he spoke. "The delegation from the third planet of the Sol system may approach," Xerion announced. Jake walked forward with Lisa and Ryan following close behind. The floor under their feet was made of some clear material that let them see down into the space below. Stars moved slowly past as the station turned. A tall creature that looked like a praying mantis the size of a person clicked its mouth parts together. This was Hive Prime Zizak from the Zephyrian Empire. When he spoke, his voice sounded like metal scraping against metal. "Look at these mammals," Zach said loud enough for everyone to hear. "They think they deserve to sit with civilized species. Their world has barely learned to leave its own star system." Laughter filled the chamber, but it was not human laughter. Some aliens made buzzing sounds. Others flashed different colors. A few sang notes that hurt Jake's ears. They were all laughing at Earth. A being made of living rock that called itself Quartz Mind Unity spoke next. Its voice was like an earthquake. "These creatures still fight wars among themselves. They have damaged their own planet with pollution. How can such primitive beings help govern the galaxy?" Lisa stepped forward. Her voice was steady even though Jake could see her hands shaking a little. "Honored delegates, humanity has solved many problems. We have stopped fighting each other. We have cleaned our planet. Our science grows faster every year. We may be young, but we want to learn and help." The laughter got louder. A creature that was half machine and half flesh projected a hologram into the air. This was General Vex 9 from the Thoraxian Empire. His red robot eyes glowed as he showed pictures of Earth's weapons and spaceships. "Look at their technology," Vex 9 said in a voice like a computer. "They use chemical rockets that barely work. Their energy shields are weak. Their fusion reactors are simple toys. My Empire's smallest scout ship could conquer their entire world in one day." More aliens joined in making fun of Earth. They talked about how humans were too violent, too stupid, too primitive to join galactic society. They said Earth's technology was thousands of years behind everyone else. An alien that looked like living water spoke up. Lady Tidalflow's voice sounded like waves hitting a beach. "What could they possibly teach us? They cannot even read minds or bend space like proper civilized beings." Jake felt his anger growing, but he kept his face calm. He had been a soldier for 20 years and knew how to control his emotions. Beside him, Ryan's hand moved toward his weapon, but Jake touched his arm to stop him. "We understand we have much to learn," Jake said. "We ask only for observer status at first. We do not need voting rights immediately, just the chance to watch and learn from your wisdom." This made the aliens laugh even harder. Hive Prime Zizak clicked his mouth parts together in what Jake realized was their version of a giggle. "Observer status," Zizak repeated. "What could you possibly observe that would help this council? You mammals have not even developed basic mental powers or learned to travel through other dimensions. The voting began quickly. Every species in the chamber voted against Earth's request. Not one alien supported giving humans even the smallest role in galactic affairs. Council Prime Xerion's energy form pulsed brighter. The petition from Sol 3, known as Earth, is denied. Perhaps in 1,000 years, when you have evolved beyond your barbaric nature, you may ask again. Jake's jaw muscles tightened, but he kept his diplomatic smile. With respect, Prime Xerion, we believe we could contribute to galactic peace and prosperity now. Peace? Lady Tidalflow's watery form rippled with amusement. Your species has never known true peace. You solve every problem with violence. The galaxy has no need for warmongering primitives. As the human delegation prepared to leave, Hive Prime Zizak delivered one final insult. Go back to your little blue world, mammals. Play with your toys and pretend to be civilized. The galaxy will never need creatures like you. Jake felt Ryan tense beside him, ready to fight, but the Admiral put a firm hand on his shoulder. We leave with dignity, he whispered so only his team could hear. But we remember every word they said. The 3 humans walked out of the chamber while hundreds of aliens continued to laugh and make jokes about Earth. The sound followed them all the way, back to their small ship. As they prepared to begin the long journey home, Lisa looked out the window at the beautiful crystal station. They think we are nothing, she said quietly. Jake stared at the alien ships moving around Nexus Prime. Some were as big as Earth cities. Others moved without any visible engines. All of them represented power and knowledge that humanity could barely understand. They made a mistake today, Jake said finally. They showed us exactly what they think of us. Now we know what we are dealing with. Ryan checked their ship's systems for the journey home. What do we do now, Admiral? Jake watched the station grow smaller as they pulled away. Now we go home and show them what humans do when someone tells us we are not good enough. The small Earth ship disappeared into hyperspace, carrying 3 humans who had learned an important lesson. The galaxy did not respect weakness. It did not care about good intentions or peaceful desires. It only understood strength. Earth would remember this day for a very long time. 6 months had passed since the humiliation at Nexus Prime, and Earth had changed in ways that surprised even its own people. The rejection by the Galactic Council had done something unexpected to humanity. Instead of breaking their spirit, it had awakened something deep and powerful inside every person on the planet. President Helen Carter stood at the podium in the United Nations building in New York. Every television, radio, and computer screen on Earth carried her words to billions of people. Her voice was calm but strong as she spoke to her entire species. The galaxy has made their feelings clear about us, she said. They see us as primitives, as warmongers, as creatures unworthy of their attention. Maybe they are right about one thing. We are different from them, but they have made a terrible mistake in thinking that makes us weak. Dr. Lisa Kane had returned to her laboratory in Geneva, but her work had taken a completely new direction. Instead of studying alien biology to understand and help other species, she now focused on finding weaknesses in their bodies and minds. Her team worked day and night, analyzing every piece of information they had gathered during the diplomatic mission. What they discovered shocked them. Most alien species had evolved on worlds where life was easy and safe. They had never faced the constant dangers that shaped life on Earth. This made them vulnerable in ways they did not even know existed. Look at this data, Lisa told her research team. The Zephyrians have never developed immunity to biological attacks because their homeworld has no dangerous bacteria. The crystalline collective processes information slowly because they never needed to think quickly to survive. Every species we met has similar blind spots. Meanwhile, Admiral Jake Morrison had been given control of a new project called the Terra Defense Initiative. Every nation on Earth had agreed to put aside their differences and work together on this single goal. Money flowed into the project like water, and military bases began appearing in hidden locations around the planet. Deep underground facilities were built beneath mountains and ocean floors. Scientists and engineers from every country came together to work on technologies that Earth had never attempted before. The goal was simple but enormous. Prepare humanity to defend itself against the entire galaxy if necessary. The real breakthrough came from Dr. Alex Rivera, a quantum physicist who had been working on Earth's first attempts at dimensional travel. While studying pieces of alien technology that had been secretly collected during the diplomatic visit, he made a discovery that changed everything. Their technology is incredibly advanced, Rivera explained to the Emergency Science Council, but it has not changed in thousands of years. They have become comfortable with what they have. They stopped innovating because they never needed to improve. We still remember how to solve problems and adapt because we have never stopped fighting to survive. This revelation led to Project Prometheus, a massive research effort that operated in underground laboratories across every continent. Teams of the smartest humans on Earth worked around the clock to understand alien technology and then make it better using human creativity and determination. Maria Santos led the engineering teams that took apart every piece of alien equipment they could find. They discovered that human brains, shaped by millions of years of constant problem-solving, could process tactical information and make decisions faster than most alien minds. We think differently than they do, Santos explained to her teams. They follow patterns and rules that have worked for millennia. We improvise and adapt constantly. That gives us an advantage they do not expect. The military side of the project developed under Colonel Dan Parker's leadership. Earth's armed forces began training for a type of warfare that had never existed before, fighting enemies with superior technology across the vastness of space. If humans could not match alien weapons directly, they would have to outthink and outmaneuver their opponents. Captain Lucy Thompson became the first human to test Earth's improved faster-than-light drive. The new engine combined alien principles with human mathematical innovations that no galactic species had ever considered. When Thompson's ship achieved speeds that would amaze even the advanced crystalline collective, everyone knew that Earth was becoming something dangerous. The drive works perfectly, Thompson reported after her test flight. We can move faster than their intelligence reports suggest we should be able to. That gives us a significant tactical advantage. As Earth prepared for what seemed like inevitable conflict, intercepted alien communications brought disturbing news. The Galactic Council had not forgotten about the primitive mammals from the diplomatic incident. Several member species were now arguing that Earth represented a potential threat that should be eliminated before it could grow stronger. The Thoraxian Empire pushed hardest for military action against Earth. General Vex 9 had convinced his superiors that humanity's rapid technological progress was dangerous to galactic stability. Other species began to agree, fearing that Earth might develop weapons or tactics that could threaten their comfortable position in the galaxy. But Earth was not the same world that had sent 3 diplomats to beg for membership in the Galactic Council. Every factory on the planet now produced military equipment. Every university focused on research that could help defend the planet. Every person understood that they were part of something bigger than themselves. Dr. Kane's biological warfare research had produced weapons specifically designed to target different alien physiologies. Thompson's pilots practiced maneuvers that no galactic military had ever seen. Rivera's scientists worked on technologies that pushed the boundaries of what even advanced civilizations thought possible. The transformation was not just technological. Humanity itself had changed. The mockery and dismissal they had faced at Nexus Prime had united them in a way that no previous crisis had achieved. Old enemies became allies. Ancient hatreds were set aside. Religious differences were forgotten. Every human now shared a single goal: prove that Earth deserved respect. Colonel Parker watched his soldiers train with weapons that combined human ingenuity with alien technology. These fighters moved and thought differently than any military force in galactic history. They used chaos and unpredictability as weapons, making split-second decisions that confused computer-based tactical systems. The aliens fight like machines, Parker told his officers. They follow predictable patterns because those patterns have always worked. We fight like humans. We adapt, we improvise, and we never give up. That is our greatest weapon. Admiral Morrison stood in the command center deep beneath the lunar surface, watching reports flow in from around the solar system. Hidden bases now protected every major planet and moon. Earth's new fleet of ships waited in concealment, ready to surprise any enemy that underestimated human capabilities. The intercepted communications from the Galactic Council grew more urgent each day. The aliens were realizing that something had changed on Earth, but they did not understand what or how much. Their spy satellites detected increased activity, but human camouflage and deception kept the true scope of Earth's preparations hidden. As Morrison reviewed the latest intelligence reports, he allowed himself a small smile. The galaxy had laughed at Earth and dismissed humanity as irrelevant. Soon they would learn the cost of that mistake. Earth was no longer asking for permission to exist. They were preparing to take their place in the galaxy by force if necessary. The awakening was complete. Humanity had found its true strength not in copying alien technology, but in being uniquely human. The galaxy would never laugh at Earth again. The attack came on a Tuesday morning when most of Earth was still drinking coffee and reading the morning news. 3 sleek triangular ships dropped out of hyperspace near Mars, their bioorganic hulls gleaming like polished bone in the sunlight. These were Zephyrian scout vessels, sent to teach the arrogant humans a lesson they would never forget. Hive Commander Zeeth led the small assault force from his flagship. The insectoid warrior had volunteered for this mission after hearing about the mammals who had dared to ask for council membership. Intelligence reports suggested that Earth had only primitive orbital stations and a handful of exploration ships. This would be easy target practice. Begin scan of human defenses. Zeeth clicked to his crew. Let us see what these mammals have built since their humiliation at Nexus Prime. The Zephyrian ships moved toward Mars with confidence. Their advanced sensors detected what appeared to be a simple research station orbiting the red planet. A few communication dishes, some solar panels, and basic life support systems. Nothing that could threaten a proper warship. But Earth had learned the value of deception during their months of preparation. Captain Lucy Thompson sat in the command center of what the aliens thought was a harmless research facility. Around her, dozens of human technicians monitored systems that had been carefully disguised to look primitive and harmless. The massive weapon arrays were hidden inside fake communication equipment. The powerful energy generators appeared to be simple solar collectors. Zephyrian ships are approaching, reported Lieutenant Ben Cruz from his sensor station. 3 vessels moving in standard attack formation. Thompson activated the communication link to Earth Command. Admiral Morrison, this is Mars Defense Grid. The aliens have arrived just as our intelligence predicted. Requesting permission to engage. Admiral Morrison's voice crackled back from the Lunar Command Center. Permission granted, Captain. Show them what happens when someone threatens Earth. The Zephyrian ships closed to what they thought was a safe attack distance. Hive Commander Zeeth prepared to demonstrate galactic superiority by destroying the human station with a single volley of bioplasma weapons. Fire at will, Zeeth ordered his weapons officer. Reduce their pathetic station to space debris. The Zephyrian weapons fired, sending streams of organic energy toward the Mars orbital facility. But instead of destroying a helpless research station, they hit military-grade shields that absorbed the attack completely. Suddenly, the research station began to transform. Fake panels fell away to reveal massive weapon arrays. Hidden gun ports opened along structures that had appeared to be simple storage tanks. The solar panels rotated to reveal high-energy laser cannons underneath. What is this? Zeeth clicked in confusion as his sensors registered weapon signatures unlike anything in Zephyrian databases. How do they possess such technology? Captain Thompson's voice came across the communication channels, calm and professional. Zephyrian vessels, this is Captain Thompson of the Terran Defense Force. You have committed an act of war against human space. Surrender immediately or face the consequences. Instead of surrendering, Zeeth ordered his ships to attack with full power. The Zephyrian bioplasma weapons were some of the most feared in the galaxy. Capable of melting through the hulls of most alien warships, they had never faced weapons designed specifically to destroy organic technology. Dr. Lisa Kane's research teams had spent months analyzing Zephyrian biology and technology. They discovered that the aliens' bioorganic ships, while capable of self-repair and adaptation, were vulnerable to certain frequencies of energy that disrupted biological processes. The Mars defense grid opened fire with pulse weapons that sent waves of precisely tuned energy into the Zephyrian ships. The organic hulls, evolved to heal from cosmic radiation and meteor impacts, began to convulse and die under the focused biological attack. Hull integrity failing, reported Zeeth's engineering officer as their ship's living walls started to blister and crack. The human weapons are targeting our biosystems directly. Lieutenant Cruz launched his fighter from one of the hidden bays that had been disguised as waste disposal ports. His ship was based on alien technology but redesigned with human engineering principles. Where Zephyrian vessels relied on predictable flight patterns calculated by computer systems, crews used human intuition and split-second decision-making. He dove through the enemy formation like a hawk attacking prey, his weapons targeting the nerve centers that controlled Zephyrian ship functions. The aliens had never faced a pilot who thought 3 moves ahead while reacting instantly to changing conditions. This human flies. Like no creature we have encountered, one of Zeeth's pilots reported as Cruz's ship danced between their weapons fire. Our targeting computers cannot predict his movements. The real shock came when Dr. Kane's secret weapons activated. During the weapons exchange, microscopic drones had been released from the human missiles. These nanobots were designed specifically for insectoid biology, programmed to seek out and attack Zephyrian respiratory and nervous systems. Within minutes, the alien crews began experiencing breathing difficulties and neural disruption. The nanobots spread through their ship's life support systems like an invisible plague, targeting the biological processes that kept the Zephyrians alive. Hive Commander Zith felt his breathing apparatus begin to fail as the human nanobots invaded his ship. Around him, his crew members collapsed as their nervous systems were systematically attacked by weapons they could not see or fight. Emergency transmission to Nexus Prime, Zith gasped through his failing respiratory system. The mammals are not what we believed. They fight with weapons we never imagined. They target our biological weaknesses with precision that suggests detailed knowledge of our physiology. Admiral Morrison's voice came across all frequencies as the Zephyrian ships began to drift powerless through space. Hive Commander Zeeth, this is Admiral Morrison of Earth Command. You made a critical error in your intelligence gathering. You assumed we would show you our real capabilities during a diplomatic mission. The battle lasted only 4 hours. 2 Zephyrian ships were completely disabled, their crews unconscious from biological warfare agents. The 3rd ship tried to escape but was captured by human forces using tractor beam technology that had been improved far beyond galactic standards. How is this possible? Zith transmitted weakly as human boarding parties prepared to take control of his ship. Your species was primitive when we last encountered you. Captain Thompson answered as human soldiers in advanced combat armor moved through the Zephyrian vessel. You made the mistake of thinking that primitive meant weak. Earth has learned to turn our supposed disadvantages into strengths. The captured Zephyrian ships provided Earth with invaluable intelligence about galactic military technology and tactics. More importantly, the victory sent a message throughout human space that they could not only survive alien attacks, but win decisively. News of the battle spread across Earth within hours. Humanity had drawn first blood against a galactic power and emerged victorious. The psychological impact was enormous. People who had felt helpless against the vast alien civilizations now believed that Earth could fight and win. But intercepted communications from the Galactic Council revealed that the aliens viewed this victory very differently. Instead of recognizing human capability, they saw it as confirmation of their worst fears about human aggression and unpredictability. Emergency sessions convened on Nexus. Primus Council members debated how to respond to what they called the Earth threat. The small probe that was meant to humble humanity had instead revealed that the mammals from Sol 3 were far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. Admiral Morrison studied the intelligence gathered from the captured ships and knew this was only the beginning. Earth had won its first battle, but the galaxy would not ignore this challenge to their authority. Larger forces would come and humanity would need to be ready for a real war. The Galactic Council's response arrived 6 months later like a storm made of metal and death. 200 warships dropped out of hyperspace beyond Pluto's orbit in perfect formation, representing 12 different alien civilizations united in their determination to crush the human threat once and for all. General Vex 12 commanded the massive fleet from his flagship, a kilometer-long vessel that bristled with weapons capable of destroying entire moons. The cybernetic warrior had volunteered to lead this mission after his predecessor's humiliating defeat at Mars. This time, there would be no underestimation of human capabilities. The fleet was a terrifying display of galactic military power. Crystalline ships that looked like floating geometric sculptures moved alongside flowing organic vessels from the Aquarian Federation. Thoraxian warships gleamed with metallic armor, while Zephyrian bioships pulsed with living light. Together they represented enough firepower to glass entire worlds. Primitive mammals of Sol 3, General Vex 12 broadcast on all frequencies, his mechanical voice echoing through space. You have violated galactic peace through unprovoked aggression against Zephyrian explorers. Surrender immediately and submit to Council authority, or face complete annihilation. Admiral Jake Morrison sat in the Luna Command Center, surrounded by displays showing the approaching alien armada. Every screen showed impossible odds. Earth's entire space navy consisted of 50 ships, most of them built in the past year using hastily understood alien technology. Against 200 vessels from the galaxy's most advanced civilizations, it seemed like suicide. But Morrison had learned something important during humanity's months of preparation. Numbers meant nothing if you fought the wrong kind of battle. General Vex 12, this is Admiral Morrison of the Terran Defense Force, he replied calmly. Earth rejects Council authority and claims sovereign rights to our solar system. Your forces are trespassing in human space. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences. The alien general's electronic laughter filled the communication channels. Consequences? You possess 50 primitive vessels against our 200 advanced warships. What consequences could you possibly deliver? Morrison smiled as he activated Earth's real defensive network. You are about to find out. The alien fleet advanced toward Jupiter in standard galactic formation, expecting to demonstrate overwhelming superiority through coordinated firepower. They had studied every major space battle in galactic history and followed proven tactical principles that had worked for thousands of years. They had never fought humans before. Captain Lucy Thompson commanded the Earth vessel Defiance, leading a small squadron of human ships toward the alien fleet. Her vessels appeared hopelessly outnumbered, exactly as Earth strategists had planned. The aliens saw easy targets approaching for what looked like a hopeless last stand. Commander Ryan Bell coordinated the real attack from hidden positions throughout the asteroid belt. Dozens of small, fast human ships waited in concealment among the rocky debris, their heat signatures masked by the asteroid's natural radiation. While the aliens focused on Thompson's obvious approach, Bell's forces prepared to strike from unexpected directions. The key to Earth strategy came from Dr. Alex Rivera's quantum communication systems. While alien fleets relied on light-speed communications with inevitable delays across vast distances, human forces could coordinate their actions instantly across the entire solar system through quantum entanglement technology. All units, this is command. Morrison's voice reached every human ship simultaneously. Execute Operation Fury. The battle began when General Vex 12 ordered his lead ships to destroy Thompson's squadron with overwhelming firepower. Alien weapons fired in coordinated volleys, sending enough energy to vaporize a small moon toward the human vessels. Thompson's ships scattered like leaves in a hurricane, but not randomly. Every movement had been calculated and practiced for months. The human vessels used the gravity fields of Jupiter's moons to slingshot around obstacles and change direction faster than alien targeting computers could follow. Impossible. General Vex 12 reported as his weapons missed their targets completely. Their ships move with precision that exceeds our targeting algorithms. Lieutenant Sarah Hayes piloted her fighter through the alien formation, her ship's adaptive camouflage making her nearly invisible to enemy sensors. She targeted command vessels with missiles loaded with nanobots designed specifically to disrupt cybernetic systems like those used by the Thoraxian Empire as the aliens tried to regroup from the unexpected human tactics. Bell's hidden forces emerged from the asteroid belt like ghosts materializing from nowhere. Human ships struck at alien vessels from 6 different directions simultaneously. Their attacks coordinated with split-second timing that no light-speed communication system could achieve. The real surprise came from Dr. Lisa Kane's Biological Warfare Division. Each species in the attacking fleet faced customized weapons designed to exploit their specific physiological weaknesses. The research teams had used the months since the Zephyrian defeat to develop targeted biological agents for every major galactic civilization. Aquarian Federation ships found their carefully balanced liquid, environments contaminated by aggressive Earth, bacteria that thrived in their habitat systems. The aliens' bodies, adapted to sterile aquatic environments, had no defense against microscopic life forms that had evolved through billions of years of competitive survival on Earth. Crystalline collective vessels discovered that human-designed computer viruses could infect their mineral-based consciousness systems. The programs attacked the mathematical patterns that formed their thoughts. causing confusion and system failures throughout their fleet. Fleet Command. "This is Vanguard Squadron," reported one of the crystalline ships. "We are experiencing massive system intrusions. The human programs are rewriting our base computational matrices." General Vex 12 watched his carefully planned attack dissolve into chaos as human forces demonstrated tactics that violated every principle of civilized warfare. Instead of meeting the alien fleet in honorable battle, the humans used guerrilla tactics, biological weapons, and asymmetric strategies that no galactic military had ever encountered. "How do they coordinate their attacks so precisely?" demanded Lady Tidalflow as her ship struggled against the biological contamination. "Our sensors detect no communication delays between their vessels." The answer came too late to save the alien fleet. Human quantum communication allowed perfect synchronization between forces spread across the solar system. While alien commanders struggled with light-speed delays in their orders, human ships moved like parts of a single organism. Within 72 hours, the mighty galactic armada lay in ruins. Some ships fled in panic when their crews succumbed to biological weapons. Others surrendered when their systems failed under human cyber attacks. Many drifted powerless through space as their life support systems collapsed. General Vex 12 felt his own cybernetic implants beginning to fail as nanobots consumed his technological enhancements. His voice came through damaged speakers as he sent a final transmission to the Galactic Council. "Council Command, this is General Vex 12. Mission has failed catastrophically. The humans do not fight like any civilized species. They use weapons we never considered and tactics that violate every principle of honorable warfare. They are not primitives. They are something else entirely. Something dangerous." Admiral Morrison's response came through clear communication channels as human ships moved to secure the battlefield. "General, you made the same mistake as everyone else. You assumed that different meant inferior. Earth has learned to turn our differences into advantages." The news of the fleet's destruction sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. On Nexus Prime, the Galactic Council convened an emergency session as species that had ruled space for millennia suddenly faced the possibility that their dominance was ending. The primitive mammals from Sol 3 had achieved the impossible. They had defeated the combined might of 12 advanced civilizations using tactics and weapons that the galaxy had never imagined possible. News of the galactic fleet's destruction spread across known space like wildfire, carrying with it the impossible truth that the primitive mammals of Earth had defeated 200 of the galaxy's most advanced warships. On Nexus Prime, the crystal corridors echoed with panicked discussions as representatives from hundreds of civilizations tried to understand how their entire worldview had collapsed in 72 hours. Council. Prime Zerion floated in the center of the Great Chamber, his energy form flickering with uncertainty for the first time in recorded galactic history. Around him, alien delegates who had once dismissed Earth with casual laughter now spoke in hushed, fearful tones about the human threat. "How did they achieve such rapid advancement?" demanded Lady Tidalflow, her watery form rippling with anxiety. "Our intelligence suggested they were centuries behind our technological standards." Hive Prime Zack, one of the few survivors from the original Earth encounter, provided the answer that sent chills through the assembled aliens. "They deceived us from the beginning. Every technological demonstration during their diplomatic visit was carefully calculated to make us underestimate their true capabilities. We were manipulated by creatures we thought were too primitive to understand deception." The Crystalline Collective's new representative, Granite Mind Strategy, resonated with tones of grudging respect mixed with terror. Analysis of battle recordings reveals unprecedented tactical innovation. They do not simply use superior weapons. They think in ways that are completely alien to our military doctrine. While the Galactic Council debated in fear, Earth underwent its final transformation from a single world into something that would reshape the galaxy forever. President Helen Carter announced the formation of the Terran Empire in a ceremony, broadcast to every human settlement in the solar system. Admiral Jake Morrison stood beside her as the first Supreme Commander of Terran military forces, while Dr. Lisa Kane was appointed director of the new Department of Xenological Warfare. The humiliated diplomats who had once begged for galactic acceptance now commanded the most feared military force in known space. Human expansion began, immediately with an efficiency that terrified galactic observers. The captured alien vessels provided perfect templates for improved ship designs. while Dr. Alex Rivera's teams achieved breakthrough after breakthrough in faster-than-light technology that surpassed anything the galaxy had ever seen. Captain Lucy Thompson led the first wave of human exploration fleets beyond the solar system, establishing forward military bases on strategic worlds throughout the local sector. These installations served as both defensive positions and launching points for further expansion, creating a network of human power projection that extended Earth's influence. Across dozens of star systems, the psychological warfare campaign proved equally devastating to galactic morale. Dr. Kane's teams broadcast carefully, designed messages throughout alien communication networks, targeting the specific fears and biological vulnerabilities of different species. The mere threat of human biological weapons caused several minor civilizations to withdraw from Galactic Council membership entirely. They know our weaknesses better than we know them ourselves, reported one terrified Aquarian commander. How do we fight an enemy that can design weapons specifically for our biology? The turning point came when human forces intercepted a Galactic Council fleet heading toward the Vegan system, one of the galaxy's most important trade hubs. Commander Ryan Bell, now leading Earth's Rapid Response Forces, issued an ultimatum that reverberated throughout known space. Attention Council Fleet. This is Commander Bell of the Terran Empire. You are approaching human-claimed territory. Turn back immediately, or we will demonstrate why the galaxy should fear Earth's children. Admiral Quell 9 of the Centaurian Republic made the fatal mistake of challenging human resolve. Human vessel, the Centaurian Republic has traded in this system for 10,000 years. We do not recognize your territorial claims. The Battle of Vegan lasted only 6 hours, but it provided a demonstration of human warfare evolution that ensured galactic submission for generations to come. Earth ships employed weapons that manipulated gravity itself, tearing alien vessels apart at the molecular level by creating localized space-time distortions. Human boarding parties stormed enemy ships wearing powered armor that enhanced their already superior physical capabilities. The aliens discovered that humans in close combat were faster, stronger, and more vicious than any civilized species they had encountered. Most disturbing of all, captured alien officers reported that human warriors seemed to enjoy the violence in ways that violated every galactic understanding of civilized behavior. They fight with passion, one traumatized Centaurian officer reported to his superiors, not duty or programming, but actual emotional investment in causing destruction. It is like fighting creatures possessed by demons. Lieutenant Sarah Hayes led one of the boarding teams that captured Admiral Quell 9's flagship. Her squad moved through the alien vessel with precision and brutality that left the Centaurian crew cowering in terror. When she personally dragged the alien admiral from his command bridge, her smile was visible through her helmet's faceplate. Your species ruled this system for 10,000 years, Hayes told the defeated alien commander. Humanity has existed for less than 1% of that time, and we just took it from you in 6 hours. Think about what that means for the rest of the galaxy. The aftermath of the Vegan battle finally broke galactic resistance completely. Council Prime Xerion himself requested direct communication with Earth's leadership, offering full recognition of human sovereignty and immediate cessation of all hostile actions. Admiral Morrison's response was broadcast throughout the galaxy, establishing humanity's new position in cosmic affairs. Prime Xerion, Earth accepts your surrender. However, the Galactic Council's authority over human space is permanently rejected. We will establish our own territories, govern our own affairs, and respond to any future threats with the complete fury of awakened humanity. The galaxy laughed at Earth once. They will never make that mistake again. The transformation was complete. Human colonies began spreading rapidly across the galaxy, bringing with them technologies and concepts that revolutionized every world they touched. The Galactic Council continued to exist, but operated under the constant awareness that humanity represented a power they could neither control nor fully comprehend. On Earth, monuments rose to commemorate humanity's journey from galactic joke to galactic superpower. Children learned about the time when aliens dismissed human potential, and how that dismissal had awakened something magnificent and terrible in the human spirit. Dr. Kane established her new research facility on Mars, analyzing genetic samples from dozens of newly discovered alien species. Her work no longer focused on defense but on preparation for humanity's next phase of expansion. The stars no longer represented the unknown but humanity's rightful inheritance, earned through determination, fury, and the absolute refusal to accept limitations imposed by others. Admiral Morrison stood on Luna Command's observation deck, watching human ships depart for distant star systems carrying colonists, scientists, and soldiers to establish new outposts of human civilization. The galaxy that had once laughed at Earth now watched human movements with careful attention, knowing they had witnessed something unprecedented, the birth of a species that transformed mockery into motivation and emerged stronger than anyone thought possible. The title had proven prophetic in ways that no one could have imagined. The Galaxy Council had indeed laughed at Earth, but humanity's fury had truly shaken the stars, reshaping galactic civilization forever, and establishing humans as the dominant force in a universe that would never again underestimate the power of awakened human determination.